Cody, go back. Good! Good dog! That is a good dog!
Hillbilly girl, just as sweet as wine.
Go back. Good. Go back. Go back. Good dog!
Like a muscadine. Said you get a little touch of that Holy Ghost.
Cody, go back. Good dog!
Catfish head
Good.
pose.
Good girl! That's a good girl! Oh, good.
In the sunshine.
Good. Did. Good dog. Good dog. Real fun. Good.
Come my way.
Okay, we're back. Yesterday was a really strong day for us. I felt like things clicked for her. We did some regular lining and backs on this using this mowed strip, but we also took it and we moved it into our hunt command drill, and we kind of put her position and we just gave her a little back into cover. I think it was two things that allowed us to have her understand she's gonna have to go into cover. One of her biggest hang-ups, and I worked on it last night, we didn't record it because Ben wasn't here, but I didn't do any back casting, but I just worked on her lines through cover, and I used the little bit taller grass, and it doesn't look real tall, but it's significantly tall, especially for her. And she really struggles to push through. Like on a nice mowed line, she'll run it real long. She struggles to push through that little bit of friction. So we set it up as a trailing memory, and we inched our way back, and we had dropped 3 or 4 dummies into the timber, and there's kind of a nice little it's not mowed, but it's no brush, so it's kind of like just an inlet with grass. So I sent her in, used that like a little pocket to send her into, and we just slowly backed it up until the very end. I was pushing her through a significant amount of cover. And what's really funny with her is I do think she knows that it's there, but I think her habit is stronger yet, where she has this thing inside of her that tells her just run out a few feet and start hunting. I think that's something that's been put into her, especially with a lot of the upland stuff that she has been doing, the pheasant hunting stuff. We work to get her into range, because she early on ranged a little bit, so we worked really hard on getting her to check in, and not get rewarded beyond a certain distance. It's kind of haunting me a little bit right now. It's not a bad thing, we just have to get her to understand there's a difference between when you're free casting, you got to work close. When we line you out, you got to go strong. So they're differences. That's why I always say there's a big difference between an upland dog flusher and a gun dog. We talk about shed training all the time, and I always say shed training is a lot closer to upland hunting than it is gun dog work, because we don't do a lot of this handling stuff for a shed dog. There's really no reason to. That quartering and casting, working within range, very, very similar. So you can see there's big differences between the two skill sets. She's been trained for one and done very well with it. Now we're training her for the other one. So I don't necessarily expect it to be inherent that she understands run straight lines and quarter and cast close in different scenarios. We have to teach her that that's what we want and when we want it. So we're going to kind of just pick up from yesterday. I thought about this a little bit last night, and I started thinking about this series. We posted the last video last night. I was at my son's basketball game, and I was posting it from my phone, and I started thinking about it, and I thought, it hasn't been that long. She's doing a nice job, but I started kind of getting down on the idea of, man, I wish we were a little bit further along. But in reality, the only reason I'm pushing it the way I am right now is because we're filming it. It's that, and it's that her owner really wants her back. So I had to really fight with them to get her here, and not fight with them, but I had to really convince them to send her back here for this. So I'm trying to get through this quickly, and quite honestly, I probably wouldn't go this quick if it were my dog. Spry is a perfect example. I was working with Spry this morning. I started out this morning with Spry and Ellie, my dogs, and had a real rough session, really rough. When Ben walked up, I said, boy, my frustration levels are really high. So I really have to be conscious of that, because it does negatively affect anything that we're doing. We salvaged it and put the dogs up, and we'll go back at it tonight probably with them working on something else. But and maybe be a little more fun with it, because this morning wasn't that fun. So with her, I got to keep that in mind. I have seen her confidence level go through the roof, especially in the last 4 or 5 days. So that's good. But my point is, I probably wouldn't push it this fast if she were my dog. We'd probably be a little more patient with this process. So I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying that we're hurting her by pushing her. I just personally, I probably wouldn't go this quickly. So we're gonna get into it. I got that fresh tilled up dirt. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna put a bright white bumper. I've also recognized that because we're going a little bit faster than I normally would go, I have to be aware of slowing down and not trying to take such big bites, not trying to go so quickly. I want to get into cover with her. Well, doesn't have this habit down strong enough, so I really can't. I got to be very careful of how much cover I get into, or we're going to get into trouble. But little pieces like we did yesterday of starting to stack on some layers of this, I think we're just fine. So we're going to start out heel. Good. Good. We've been working on this so she doesn't throw her head out. Good dog. She's become much more confident with her heel work, positioning wise. For that first week I had to drag her everywhere I went. She was 1.5 feet behind me. Here. So you can see, different skill, but gotta move your hands around and be able to do stuff without her taking cues from it. Good. You see she's real keen this morning, real sharp, real ready to roll. No, heel. Keep her honest, heel. Keep her honest. Good. She got a lot of juice today, it feels like. Good. 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 My plan is stop her at about halfway, kind of where Ben is. I don't want her to get too far. Yesterday we ran into it at about 2/3 of the way. It's too far for her right now, so we gotta work on firming that up, but this isn't the time we're gonna do it. So about halfway is the max I'm gonna try to stop her. If she gets beyond that, I'm not gonna try to stop her. And I'm going to pay extra attention to this lining with her. She really tells me the story in her face. It's subtle, but she tells me if she's taking that line or not, or if she's going to run out and try to hunt. It's one or the other with her. Cody. Hey, 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 hey! Oh. Sit. I think she knows she did wrong. I think I got to be real careful because a little carryover from my last session with my last 2 dogs of frustration. Good. Here, 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 here. Take her a little bit past halfway. Good. 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 Here, here. Good. Good. Not a back cast drill, but we're going to call that a big win because, boy, she was tempted. Here. Good. Good. She's real wound up on the retrieve, which is good. I'm not going to try to push that down. I'm not going to try to harness that, but we have to maintain our balance of control. She made an assumption she was going back. She's going back, she's going back, she's going back. I'm not going to let her take over this drill. She's going to have to do it on with my rules. So I'm going to start her out and I'm going to stop her much sooner before she ever gets to that pine tree. That pine tree is a little less than halfway. She's going to stop before that, and I want to make sure she stops. And I'll reward her for it. I'll send her back pretty quickly. Cody. Go back. Good. Good. That's the little fire that I'm looking for when she comes out of that. Good dog. Good. Good girl. Did good. Good. So I'm gonna go set this out again. When I say that little fire that I'm looking for, I mean the way she fires out of it. Now she didn't turn around all the way, and I'll work on fixing that. I do want her to square back up to me. I'm purposely putting that white bumper on that brown dirt because I just don't want any hesitation of her to stop short. I want her to turn around and run back till she gets to a bumper. Good. Good. Heel. Heel. Now we're kind of chopping this up. It's not really a memory like she's used to. It's not really a sight memory. It's not really a trailing memory. It's a little different. I'm just chopping it up, but the end result is always going to be go back to this bumper. So we're putting in this idea of what we're doing, and that is to have her be casted back, turn around, run back to the bumper. Now she knows it's there. She's a little distracted with Ben. I'm going to call her to me, stop her, send her back. And as she may remember if you look back a few episodes, she's real hesitant to make the turn. She's real slow to make the turn. She really thinks about making the turn. Now she's starting to react a little bit. Good, which is what we want. Good. Go back. Good. Good girl. Good girl. That's the reaction we want. Good. Hold. Good. Dead. Good. Good. Heel. And what I kind of like about that one was the way it's set up. Choppy. It wasn't smooth like a regular trailing memory. I got my mic all wound up on me here, Ben. It wasn't smooth like a regular trailing memory. It was a little choppy. Now, I'm going to put one out. I'm going to put a second short. Make sure it's on the brown. Heel. Because remember, she struggles with the second one a lot too. We found that out. Good. Good. Sit. Sit. Good. I'm going to start this out under a lot of control. Good. She looks back. She knows they're there. Good. First one, I'm going to call her to me, stop her, send her back. Put a little more delay in this one. Second one, I'm going to send her, stop her, send her back. Good. Just let her focus and settle for a little bit here. Good. Doesn't have to be fast-paced, shouldn't be fast-paced. Let her think everything through here. Good. Go back. Good. Good girl. No, 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 no. Yeah, we don't want that. Come on. Come on. We can't have that, and we'll fix that with diversions. Hold. 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 We don't want swapping. That's why I don't pile them up. Hold. Did. We'll work on that later. I'm not worried about that. Now we're going to get another one. Yep. Cody. Good. That was hard for her to do. Go back. Good. That time I got her with the right hand. Good dog. Good. Good. Very good. Good pace coming back. Good dog. Now that one was good because I changed two things. I went with the right hand. It was the second bird, which she has historically struggled to go back for a second. She'll go get the first. She doesn't like going back for a second. That was real good. She jumped the gun on me a little bit, and I'm not gonna let her get down that slippery slope. I wanna allow as much freedom as possible, but I feel like if it were earlier on, if it were a week ago, and we were only 4 or 5 days into it, 3 days into it, whatever it is, I probably would have sent her and told her to go. Now I think I have to start finding the balance of, she knows what we're doing, she understands what we're doing. Now I have to make her do it a little more precisely the way we want. So I can't just let her decide, I'm gonna start going when I want to go. No, now you got to go when I tell you to. You understand where you're going. Now you're going to understand when you're going. So I'm going to spin this around, and I'm going to end this. We're going to go the other way with it. That was real good. A little bit more difficult. She doesn't necessarily, it's a lot harder to see that bumper. Show that bumper in the grass bin. All right, slide out of the way there, guy. Good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm gonna play it as safe as I can. I'm gonna send her on a straight line. I'm not gonna handle her. Cody, go back. Go back. Good dog. Good. That also keeps her honest too. Good dog. Don't turn around and look for help. Good. Very good. Way to end that. Good, Did. Good. Good. Now let's put one here. Place she's found a lot of success here today. Good dog. Good. Good. Let's put a second one out over here. Nope, heel. Heel. A little more to think about. Multiple bumpers now, different spots. Gotta think through this. Gotta understand, don't let that second bumper get in her head to confuse her with what we're asking her to do here. I'm gonna send her out, stop her, send her back. You may recall her if I have to. Heel. Heel. Her whole demeanor is a little different because that second bumper's out and it's back here. She got it in her mind. Heel. Cody. Good girl. Lots of thinking there. Very good. Very good. That is a good dog. Hold. You made good decisions. Good. Good. Heel. Heel. Now, longer memory. I'm not going to handle her on it. I'm going to send her back. Hopefully just have a nice clean pick and end it. A little harder. Again, can't see it from here. So this is a trust thing because we really can't see this, can't see the dummy. Grass is too tall. Big trust thing. I won't send her unless I feel she's dialed in and we're gonna run this strong because we don't want to end this right now on her hunting short. Ready? Go back. Go back. Good. Good dog. Very good. Hold. Good. Good dog. Did. And that is a great way to end it. Very good. Very good. I do think we took nice steps today. My biggest takeaway from it is you can really see her thinking. And you can really see her because her confidence is going up. Now I have to be aware that her confidence is going up because as her confidence goes up, I will be able to get on her a little bit, and I'll probably have to because she's going to make some boneheaded decisions. She's going to decide she stops facing that way. No. We're going to start working on that. You don't stop facing that way. You don't. I mean, she started out a couple times for it going, I know he's going to send me back to it. No, you're going to come back. So I'm going to probably end up starting to recall her all the way back to me. If she doesn't turn around well, I'm going to recall her. And I may recall her part way, stop her, send her. I'll probably recall her all the way back to keep her honest with the idea of turn around and face him. And if she starts getting into a habit of doing that, I may send her right away instead of having to recall. Because I want her to understand really what she wants is that retrieve. So I want her to understand, do what gets me the retrieve the quickest, because she will like that. That's what she wants to do. So if she understands, if I spin around all the way right from the start, he sends me back instead of making me come back. That will help her understand spin around when he blows that whistle. We do got to get a little bit better with this whistle. She's got to get better stopping to it crisply. And so I'll work on that outside of these drills. In different scenarios where I've got her maybe free walking out, stop to the whistle, stop to the whistle, stop to the whistle, and give her some reward for it. Lots of praise. So we take our focus off of some things in our training and focus on other things, then all of a sudden those things that we're not focusing on start to get a little bit rusty, and that shows up. And then once it shows up, you got to figure out, okay, how do I sharpen it back up? So good job. Really nice progress again today. Good.